As Ukraine bolsters its forces with the support of its Western allies, the Russian military is experiencing a significant shortage of personnel and resources. Strategists are advising Russia to consider joining peace talks, especially if the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, and other Western countries increase their military and financial support for Ukraine. Thanks to Western funding, Ukraine's military remains strong in its fight against Russian forces. What key factors are aiding Ukraine's military in its ongoing battle? Which country has recently given Ukraine a notable boost in hope for peace negotiations? Given the support Ukraine is receiving from the West, what is the current situation of the Russian military? We'll address these topics with candor and analyze the answers together. Be sure to hit the subscription button, activate alerts, and give us a thumbs up to stay up to date with all our updates. Before we dive in, let's explore how Ukrainian forces, supported by the West, have maintained a significant advantage on the battlefield against the Russian onslaught. It all began when the Ukrainian military broke through the border lines of the Kursk Oblast with Western backing. The most recent military operation by Ukrainian armed forces resulted in notable losses for Putin's forces, with more than 6,000 casualties, particularly in the Kursk region. Last week, the Ukrainian president verified this. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense reported on Saturday that Russia had lost 1,440 personnel in just 24 hours, a significant loss since the May 27 report of 1,460 Russian casualties. This is the highest figure recorded since the war began, bringing the total estimate to 64,920 casualties. While these figures are approximations covering both wounded and dead, they were reported during Moscow's efforts to safeguard the logistical hub of Pokrovsk in Donetsk and Ukraine's activities in the Kursk region. Remain vigilant and focused on the developments in this crucial area. Additionally, Kyiv's assessments show that Moscow's prolonged occupation activities are causing significant equipment losses to Russian troops. According to reports, Russia has lost 8,768 tanks since the occupation began. Shockingly, 22 tanks were destroyed in a single day recently, along with 52 vehicles, bringing the total number of armored vehicles lost to 17,222, with 63 artillery units destroyed in a day. This recent operation dealt a severe blow to Russia's firepower. Moscow's current count of eliminated artillery systems now stands at 18,333. The United States has provided significant military aid to Ukrainian forces, helping explain the devastating losses suffered by the Russian army. This support includes military, economic, and humanitarian aid as well as equipment. The United States has sent Ukraine more than $60 billion, demonstrating a substantial commitment to our friends during a challenging period. Since February 24, 2022, the United States has provided approximately $44 billion in security assistance to the Ukrainian government. Ukraine's defensive capabilities have been significantly enhanced thanks to this aid. The Department of Defense has funded Ukraine through the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, USAI, with around $18.9 billion since the Russian invasion in February 2022. Washington is preparing to send Ukraine another large military aid package worth $375 million, expected to be revealed this week. Stay tuned for updates on this critical aid program. Since May, Kyiv has received the most significant support yet. U.S. officials emphasized in a recent briefing that the upcoming aid package for Kyiv is expected to revolutionize the ongoing conflict. Reports suggest the package includes air-ground weaponry, specifically targeting F-16 fighter jets. This capability would allow Ukrainian pilots to operate beyond the front lines and evade Russia's air defense systems. Alongside 150mm and 105mm ammunition and missiles, the U.S. package is expected to provide a strong arsenal, including armored vehicles, GARS ammunition, and patrol boats. Get ready, as this is some heavy weaponry. U.S. officials have declared that the package is still being finalized and could undergo modifications. It is being sent under the Presidential Drawdown Authority, allowing the Pentagon to supply Ukraine directly from U.S. military reserves. Out of the $61 billion budgeted for Ukraine in a financial deal that President Joe Biden signed into law in April, The Pentagon currently has over $5 billion left. This money is in constant flux, with its expiration date approaching at the end of this month. The Pentagon is actively working with Congress to ensure that the remaining funds are effectively allocated to the next fiscal year, which begins on October 1st. Following the $375 million military aid package, the U.S. is expected to continue providing strategic support to Ukraine. The U.S. is not only offering military assistance but also significantly supporting Ukraine economically, militarily, and humanitarily. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, has provided Ukraine with nearly $23 billion in humanitarian and economic aid since July 2023. Of this total, around $2 billion has been allocated to help displaced Ukrainians in neighboring countries, with the goal of supporting Ukrainian businesses, creating jobs, and boosting exports.